proud, and rightfully so, of your military performance. You were in charge of 60 other Marines,
Yes,
right?
right.
Okay. Obviously, you performed very well. If if your fellow Marines had known you were gay, could you have performed as well, or would they have made life so miserable for you that your performance would have suffered?
I think that maybe half, or maybe a little more than half, would have been accepting, just because of my record, of the position that I held. The other half would probably really make it hard, and it would almost be counterproductive to come out in situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in that position that I held, I also held a final secret clearance. And I was on the PRP, the Personnel Reliability Program.
Okay. Do you think there'll be more gay bashing, and in one case, as in Japan, a gay murder as a result of this issue, which has stirred the public up so?
No, I don't think there'll be more gay bashing than there is now. If anything, hopefully it'll lessen, because like I mentioned before, I don't think that just because they lift the ban that there's going to be a mass exodus into the military of homosexuals, of gays and lesbians, and those that are in the military aren't all going to come out anyway.
Does the ACLU see an increase coming in gay bashing?
Well, we're certainly concerned that that could happen. I don't know that we see an increase. Certainly this past weekend's situation on the East Coast with the man who was beaten up by several Marines who were completely unabashed by the idea that they had committed a crime. In fact, saw it as their obligation and duty as good patriotic citizens to do something like that, and that's horrible. As I said before, the command needs to take a very strong stand that this kind of behavior will not be tolerated, and certainly, you know, it leads to the question, if these people are charged with defending the safety of American citizens, and they're in the position of going out and pulling somebody out of a bar and beating them up, is that really such a safe environment right now? I mean, there's some serious problems with the military right now.
Barry, you're not slight in build, but you aren't a very extremely tall fellow, extremely broad-shouldered. Were you ever propositioned by a man in the service?
No, I wasn't. It's like I said, it was really it was a homophobic atmosphere, and.
But I mean, if you did have fellow Marines who were gay, they didn't try to seduce you.
No. Most of the people that I worked with, well, all the people that I worked with never suspected me of being gay, and I never suspected any of them at all.
Well,
and
no, but
the people that
the people who oppose the ban say that gays will be seducing straight men. I mean, even if your
right.
fellow Marines had thought you were straight,
no,
the closet gays still
no,
didn't seduce you, right? I mean, didn't proposition you.
No, I think the majority of gays and lesbians that are in the military will seek partners outside of the military.
Barry, to look ahead, you've come out on this program, and now you return to your studies at the University of Kentucky, perhaps return to friends at Olive Hill from where you came. How will you deal with that? Have you thought a lot about that?
I try not to, actually. No, I can deal with it just because I'm proud of who I am, and if there are anyone out there that is in my life and they can't respect me and love me for who I am, then there's just no place for them in my life.
Did the discipline and training in the Marine Corps help prepare you for this moment?
Yes, it did. It certainly did. It's taught me a lot of just discipline,
self-confidence.
Self-confidence. It's taught me a lot to deal with very stressful situations.
What do you think the chances are, as Keith said, of military personnel coming out strongly and saying we're not going to tolerate gay bashing, so to speak, given that a lot of military officials don't agree with the president?
Well, I would hope that the gay bashing would discontinue, but I don't see it as anything that's going to happen anytime soon. Just because in the 40s, when the segregation was cut off and they lifted the ban on African Americans, there were still problems for quite some time, and hopefully, with some education, there'll be some more acceptance and things will be easier.
We're going to take a short break and be right back to wind up your government.